Steel pick up a 4-2 win on home ice against Omaha here tonight. You're with head coach Dan Muse. Both games this weekend, the Steel went down to an early 2-0 deficit, responded big. Your thoughts on the two wins that this team was able to put together this weekend?
I think both of these wins were hard fought. They were great team efforts, and I think when you look at the week as a whole, even though there was a day off in between, we just had 3 games in 4 nights, and the travel that we also had with those first 2 games, I mean, that felt like a 3-3. And so, obviously, you want to get out there and you want to start the best way possible, but sometimes other teams get bounces, or sometimes other teams execute plays before you do. I think it says a lot about our guys, just in terms of sticking with the game plan, sticking with the process, and the way we continued to build our game as the game went on.
Obviously, Teske did let a goal in the first period to end the 4th longest USHL shutout streak in Tier 1 history. In a sense, was that kind of good to kind of get that off the back and let him kind of focus on everything else?
I don't really think he was. I think the way he reacted after that went in, and the way he played the rest of the game showed that he wasn't overly focused on that. I think that he was just focusing on the game, the way I think really you have to be for him as an athlete, and also for our team. You got to focus in on the things that you can control and that really matter. And for our team, it was to play the best game that we possibly can, for Teske to play the best game that he possibly can, and having the 3 games in a row there where he didn't let in a goal was great, but he was going to happen eventually. I think he reacted in a very mature way and just stuck with his game, and I thought he was outstanding tonight. I thought he had a fantastic game.
How would you assess kind of the thoughts of the team on the bench, the overall attitude when the team is looking at a 2-0 deficit and ready to respond? How proud of you are of the guys and just the kind of the mentality that they must have had at that point?
It's not easy, and you see. I think there's especially this early in the season, something that I think our guys are benefiting from is the way that early in the year, when there was a little bit of some tough games or some tough starts, even going back to exhibition, the guys found a way to come together and make sure that we worried about that next shift, and then putting shifts together, and not worried about us being back on our heels, but just finding ways to go out there and make an impact and get in control. And we had that early, and the guys have been able to stick with that now. And so because we have that experience, the guys know what they need to be doing, I think, all the time in order for us to play the type of game that we want to play, and worry about that next shift, and worry about focusing on the things that we can control.
4 different goal scorers again tonight, kind of balancing out things. But Johnnie Walker's goal scoring streak now up to 6 games. He just pulled the puck from the corner, brought it out, created a shot, kind of similar to his goal last night, just finding space. How happy are you at this point of the season, just kind of with his confidence in patience, waiting for the right shot, and putting up the numbers that he has so far?
He's playing great, and there's been a progression here, and I think the fact that he's scoring as many goals as he is a credit to the hard work that he's been putting in. The credit to even going back to the type of summer that he had. He's worked very hard to get to the point where he's at, and I think that's something that he knows, and the guys inside the locker room know. And but he's doing some really good things all over the ice, and so he's playing great, and he's getting exactly right now, I think, what he deserves.